Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm just doing a quick video. I've just made a final table of an $8.55 bounty on GG Poker. It is I think the Ace King here is the first hand of the final table. I don't think there was any before that. I think I quite literally kicked off. I think I've got about 15 chips at this stage, and I actually made a mistake. I registered for a bunch of tournaments. I was playing cash games, and I was partly playing cash games and then just putting my notes together a little bit for my Bankroll challenge update, which I said I'd do on the 1st of January. I might actually do that on the 2nd of January now, because it's the 1st of January is Sunday, and I might be playing tournaments. We'll see. I mean, if I'll try to do it on the 1st, but it might be good to include the tournaments on the 1st. I don't know. But you know, I wanted really with the Bankroll challenge, I wanted to do quite a detailed. I don't want to just say, "Oh, look, I'm up or down." I want to sort of look at the both sides that I play, and then give a detail of each area that I played, and some things have gone well. There's quite a few things that haven't gone well, so it's very mixed. So I want to try and be as transparent as possible, get as much information there, because I value the help that comes from you guys. But anyway, what happened was, I was doing all that. I registered for a bunch of tournaments, and then I forgot about it. And then usually I set my alarm on my computer to sort of 5-10 minutes before the tournament start. I usually do that quite automatically, because I have forgotten about tournaments before, and but I didn't this time. I forgot to set my alarm, and I was playing cash on one screen, and I was really getting into it. It was really a good session, and there was on my other screen where I didn't see for a long time. I just didn't look at it. Partly I think it was obscured as well by something, maybe Google Chrome or something. But there were 3 tournaments I've been played. I mean, I missed about the first 3 or 4 levels. On one of them, I missed about 9 levels. $15 hyper. So by the time I started it, I'd only had about 6 chips left. I almost got the money in it though, for some reason. But actually, during this Bankroll challenge, if I add it up, the amount of tournaments that I've registered for and played and I didn't want to play, look, what I'll do is I register for tournaments, and if I get some stake in a particular level, then I'll play. But I think there's about $50-60 worth of tournaments that I played and I didn't want to play because of what I've just said, where I've just forgot about it. Stupid. I mean, that really is. Yeah, it's eaten into the bankroll a little bit, but whatever. We have to live with it now. I just need to be a bit more organised like that. So that's that. I mean, let's get on with it. So I think the first hand here we have Ace King. So we had 15 chips. We bung it in, and we're up against Jack. So we're ahead. We get the ace, and let's hope he doesn't get the jack. I know what happens. Okay, great. So we did well there. Now you can't see the top of the this is an $8.50 bounty, $8.55. You can't see the top of the screen, and I'm just adjusted it now, I remember, so you should now. I mean, I kind of like wasn't prepared to do this video at all. I was just sort of, I've got lots of paper on the table. I'm just preparing some notes for my Bankroll challenge presentation, a couple of ideas I want to thrash out on a couple of other things, and kind of planning ahead really for January, what I'm going to play, what, you know, things like that. So you know, the cash games for me is like a bit mechanical. I can play them whatever I'm doing sometimes, well, not all the time, but I thought, well, you know, I've kind of I'll register for a few tournaments, and if I get some stake in, I'll play them. So I think I ended up playing about 4 or 5 tournaments anyway. I got money in most of them. You know, and one the turbo $15, I didn't get anything in. Well, it was a waste of $15, but we ended up making a profit overall anyway. But it's okay, despite it being really chaotic, experience. But you know, at the same time, what I was thinking was, you know, what am I going to play in January? Because, you know, as far as the Bankroll challenge goes, yes, we're in profit. Some things have gone well, other things haven't gone well. You know, for example, 6 max, $2 gone well, up. Zoom games, Russian cash, down. We haven't really played a lot, but you know, we've had some disasters with Zoom. And every time we take a shot, you know, we've fallen off a cliff a few times. So it's kind of been a process of going up and up. Just seems to, like, you know, drop that back down towards 0, which is frustrating because you think, okay, yeah, I'm away now. We seem to be living off bonuses on a couple of tournament wins and so on. Not entirely that, but I'm trying to break it down anyway. So I was sitting there working it out, and I was thinking, okay, I've got getting this information together. I've not got it all together yet. What am I going to do? I need to do something in January that's different to what I've already been doing, because, you know, I got to analyze what I've done over the last 6 weeks or so, and so, you know, I'm going to kind of play more of what's profitable, obviously, and play less of what's not profitable, and, you know, have some sort of guidelines and markers about when we take shots. Yeah, I want to play some tournaments because I like playing tournaments, although I'm not really. I've got a final table here, but I'm not very good at tournaments. I make final tables. I don't know why. I mean, I've only got a lot. My VPP is 11. It's because I missed half of it sleeping. Oh, yeah, and I tell you what, the hyper, I missed about 9. A hyper tournament was only, the blinds were only 4 minutes. I missed 9 levels. So what's up? Half an hour of it, and I did a couple of all-ins, you know, and I was just outside the money. So maybe I shouldn't start them. Maybe I'm so bad I should just wait until. So, you know, I should wait a few levels before starting. Not such a bad idea, but I don't think that's a good idea in bounties actually, because you do lose value. But maybe some of the yeah, maybe I'll do that on some $1-2 non-bounty games. This is a really bad hand. We have 10-10, and I ballsed it up because, you know, oh, what a crap way to play this. Let's just pause it there and go over this. I mean, my feeling was I had the best hand when the aces dropped, and I probably should have been more aggressive at that stage on the flop. And the turn, a club came on the turn, and I got the 10 of clubs, and I thought I'd attack it a bit and bluff it a bit. And you know what? I just find lately, whenever I do there's 2 or 3 times recently I've done like a stone cold bluff, like with ace king suited mainly. You know, I've had ace king suited, I've had a shitty flop, you know, sort of 7 2 jack rainbow, you know, kind of nothing going on there really, you know. And I've kind of shoved against a donkey who's like playing 70-80% of his hands. I've actually every time I turn over ace ace, boom, I'm like, oh, you know. It just seems to be, you know, I played this one awfully, I think. You know, in a tournament, I was a bit tired. I mean, this is right after the tournament, I'm still a bit tired now. I got up really early in the morning, I couldn't sleep, filled myself full of coffee, played some poker, you know, and trying to get my notes together. And, you know, here I am. This is about 6 hours into this tournament. And I fuck it up. So anyway, yeah, we lose that hand, but we've still got 16 chips left, so badly played hand. Yeah. So anyway, we're still in there. So anyway, what I was saying, I do want to continue playing tournaments. Generally, I do like them, although, you know, frustrating. But I like this, you know, where you kind of, we haven't got any staking in this. So this is all our own money, $8.55. I didn't intend to play it. I was only going to play it if I got 70% staking. That's good. That's part of what I was working out this morning. I was like, if I do play tournaments, what's going to be my rules? You know, so my rules are going to be: we get 70% stake. We advertise 70% staking. We play tournaments mainly on GG. We might do some Poker Stars tournaments, but I doubt it because we want the staking. So I'm going to sell 70% at 20% markup. And if we don't get that markup, if we don't make that 70% sale, we're not playing it unless we're doing really well. You know, I don't want my rules to be too rigid. It's a super hobby, you know. I want to have some enjoyment in my life, you know. I kind of I don't necessarily have to be, you know, it's a $10 tournament and we only get 50% stake here, and you know, I can maybe 20% off, you know. I can afford the $2 for God's sake, you know. So I'm not that. So, but generally speaking, you know, I'm going to proceed cautiously along the lines of selling 70% of my tournaments at 20%. And that means, let's put that at 100%, $100 tournament. Let's say, I don't think you're going to be playing any $100 tournaments at the moment. We get staking for it, yeah, we'll do. But so 70%, so that leaves, we have to pay $30 less the markup. So they would pay 20%, they would pay $14 in markup. So it costs us $16 and we would own 30% of that tournament. So, you know, I think something like that is, it doesn't have to be $100 tournament per se. It can be like $10 tournaments, but you get the idea. So I think, you know, let's say in $10 tournaments, we've got to make $14. Well, you know, there's a possibility we're not going to make any money in, you know, putting bounties on getting the money. But it's more than likely we're going to, I think we get into the money about 17% of the time. You know, we get some bounties, usually. Not every tournament, but you know, some we get a lot, some we get none, some we get a few. You know, so I don't think You know, they didn't worry about that $14, and then the rest can be made up in cash games. So that's going to be roughly my parameters for playing tournaments January onwards. And mainly we're going to be playing slow cash games, 6 max. Maybe spend the first 2 or 3 weeks just focusing on the $2 just to really build the money up, because that's making money, and just to, you know, bump another $100 or $200 onto the bankroll. And then we need to do a little bit of work on the Zoom, so I might sort of during the month of January is kind of mark out 10,000 hands to play one table Zoom. Well, maybe not that, maybe not, you know, but just looking at it closely, more of like, okay, playing and trying to get my Zoom profitable. I've had some disastrous sessions at Zoom, and I've had some okay sessions, 2 or 3. Yeah, I'm rushing cash. I've had some 2 or 3 okay sessions. So I think what happens with, I went through a period of time on GG, particularly at the start of the Bankroll challenge. I'd open up a Russian cash table, and within the first 10 minutes, I'd lose a stack. I had, like, you know, ace ace and king, whatever, and I was just getting rivered all the time. And I'd end up closing the table rather than sticking with it. I was thinking, oh, you know, I'm playing tournaments, I'm playing other tables, I can't be doing with this shit, you know, sort of thing. Tilt a bit, you know. Once or twice tilted, and fuck it, you know, let's go all in with nothing, you know, let's bluff. So, well, you see on the first or the second note, when I do an analysis of it, you know, I do well when I sit down there for a good few hours and play. You know, I generally end up having a winning session if I'm there 5-6 hours. You know, it doesn't really matter what happens at the start. I kind of like recover, and I get through it. You know, not always a winning session, but you know, I generally perform better if I stick around. And so, you know, that's the other thing I have to do, is to sort of say, okay, when I'm playing a session, don't mess around. So we've shoved the ace 10 here, the ace 8 on the button. 10 chips, I think that is a shove. I don't really know, I can't remember all my push forward stuff. I need to revise it a bit. So I'm not a tournament player. I get to final tables, I think, just by luck, not by skill. You know, you guys can see there's some good things about my game. I think, you know, I think generally my opening ranges are okay. But there's a lot of things I need to work on. That's what, you know, you can see for yourself. I've had some feedback already. I'm playing too nitty. I'm overfolding the blinds, and so on. So all these things I want to sort of do, work on in January, and that's the other thing I'm doing in January. I think what I've done in, I think I had one comment yesterday. I think one guy said, "Oh, you've got GTO Wizard. Why don't you use it a bit more?" And it's a really good point, because I haven't used it over the last 2 or 3 weeks. A waste of money this month because I've not used it. I've been uploading videos and doing other stuff, and so I thought, yeah, it is a good point, you know. And I need to, in January, is sort of organise what I'm playing, when I'm playing, and then do more, you know, analysis videos where I kind of look at, you know, look at trying to, instead of just playing, look at trying to improving, you know. Okay, I mean, I think we came onto this final table. We kind of scraped on. I mean, partly, I missed the first 3 or 4 rounds for 3 or 4 levels, like I said. So we were already kind of, starting behind, and then we're just kind of like hanging in there, hanging in there till now. And really, we won 1 or 2 bounties, but we didn't really kind of do anything. I think when we got onto the final table, we were 9 out of 9 or 10 out of 10 or however many's on the final table, So, we were the last, I think. And then, like you see, we ballsed up the first or second hand. And so, I often find this in tournaments. I end up just hanging in there. I think one of the biggest tournaments I won, well, two. One, I had one chip, and I doubled up. I don't know what it was, a $10 bounty or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago, and I ended up coming first or second in the end. Just like 1, 2 chip, 4 chip, 8 chip, something like that, From where I was down to 1 chip. And and then I won 2.5, 3,000 on about a tournament on 888. And I had nothing, I had about 10 chips left. I just quite literally shoved Jack Chen in. But I was too tired and I didn't really want to play. And the guy called me with aces. I think it was a couple of other players called, and I kind of I think I flopped a boat or something. And I ended up coming number 2 in that tournament. I threw my chips away at the end because I couldn't stay awake. I let the guy win. It cost me $1,000, but I just quite literally was. I've got 2.5, 3,000. It was a free ticket actually. From the 888 spin thing. So it didn't cost me anything, it just cost me time. But anyway, I seem to find that in a lot of tournaments. I'm very rarely super stack. I was like, get in there, please let me in. I'm going for so many all-ins where I'm kind of on the dog, and I need to win to stay in. I'm very rarely, Mr. Big Stack Bully. But it's something I need to work on. So yeah, it's nice being on a final table, though, isn't it? It is one of the, do feel special. I'm special. Anyway, yeah. Sorry for the quality of the video. Like I say, I just kind of thought, oh well. I haven't actually posted a video for a couple of days, and and then I was working out what to do about the Bankroll challenge update. How to present the information in a detailed way that makes sense, and an easy way. I don't want to spend too much time doing it either. So, but I'm just going to go through all the tables on my HUD and charts on my HUD, and then make some notes at the end, I think. That's all I'm going to have time for, I think. Well, it'll be about a 30-minute video anyway, I think. Be like... I was, I've been through some of it so far, and I was quite surprised with some of it, Like, I thought I'd done better than what I had, certainly on the Zoom games. when I looked at some of the Zoom graphs, I was like, "Ooh, this is shit," and I just hadn't looked at it. The normal, and the normal games is okay, but the Zoom, oh, not very good. But it was good to find it out and say, okay, well now I have a plan. I can't just keep doing what I'm doing, otherwise I'll go bust. I'm not that close to go. If we go bust, we go bust. I know I've only put $100 in it. Put more in, but we're nowhere near going bust anyway. But keep playing Zoomable. Oh, we can bust. We can bust in 24 hours. The way I've been playing. So anyway, well, I hope you're enjoying watching the final table. I haven't really been talking about the hands too much. I'm guessing how to play the hands at this final table because I don't know how many chips. I haven't really played many tournaments recently, and my push fold is a bit rusty. I don't sit here looking at charts ever. I'm not sure if I don't think you're allowed, are you? Theoretically, I don't see how they can stop you looking at physical charts, but certainly on the computer, I don't think you're allowed to look at charts. It used to be with Holdem Manager, they used to have a push fold chart on there, and they banned that now. That was a long time ago, I think. I never even used to use that, I prefer just, guessing and knowing. Guessing mostly. But yeah, my thinking here is here I've got to have King 10. King 10 off minimum 1-1 with the re-raise there 22. But not probably King Queen off, I think. That's my guess. But I really, generally I want something with an ace on it. Something suited, a pair. Depending on how many chips I've got, depending on my position. I don't want to be going up against a lot of players, Obviously this one, Queen Queen, is going to go all in, So good luck, Queen Queen. It's a pair. Heads up. We're ahead. Hold. Please hold. Hold. Yes. I already knew that. This is recording and I'm doing the voice now. When I was playing, I wasn't set up. So I had to do this. But I kind of just doing the effects there to acting like emotional. Okay, so okay, so we got the money back off Farangula. Okay. And we continue. So we kind of just have a quick look. You should have to show the prize pool, and yeah, the first prize there, 300. Including the bounty, would be about $300. That'd be nice. I mean, at the moment, the next prize is $36. Plus any bounties. I mean, I haven't gone through the stats. GG Poker, when I do play tournaments, I get onto fairly final tables fairly regularly, I think. I mean, I need to go through the stats because it just feels to me, compared to PokerStars, I used to go onto final tables fairly regularly. Used to. Now, whenever I get anywhere near a final table at PokerStars, I get beat up. You know, I can have ace, but it gets beat. I have ace king, it gets beat. You know, whatever. You know, I'm sure. Again, I think it's. I'm sure if I sat there for a week and just did tournaments on PokerStars, I'd be okay. You know, I think I'd get a final table, two or whatever. I think that's the thing. Is like sometimes I just play a couple on a Sunday or whatever. And my experience tends to be negative. I've had 3 or 4 Sundays I haven't got anything. Well, you know, really, there's only about 7 tournaments. Whereas, you know, some people are doing 30 tournaments a day, aren't they? So, probably what you need to do. Well, I hope you're enjoying the video anyway, at least watching the final table. I thought I'd show every hand. I wouldn't edit it out. One, I don't really have time to do the editing because I'm a bit tired now, and if I leave it till later or tomorrow, I probably won't do it because I'm a bit busy, you know. So I just thought, okay, let's do it now. Put my microphone in, start my Streamlabs. I think King Jack is a mistake to fold there. I think 11 chips. I should have messed about with that, probably gone all in there. Just one for me to have a look at. You let me know in the comments what you think. Like I say, I generally like to have an ace on it, a pair, suited. You know, King Jack doesn't have an ace on it. Not the last time I looked. It's not a pair, and that was not suited. So it didn't really fit my criteria, but it might, you know, it might be something that I should be adjusting. I'm sure you're all going to say it's a stone cold job. Probably. That's probably why I don't win enough in tournaments. But I need to, you know, maybe I'll do that. I go through my isomizer. I haven't got an isomizer, but I've had it before. Do something like that. Do some push fold videos. That would be good. Push fold training. Be good for me anyway. So I need to do it. But I'm going to focus on the cash games, really. My tournament games are just going to be a bit of relaxation. They're not really going to be meaningful, you know. Don't get me wrong, if someone stakes me $70 in a $100 tournament, I'll play it. I'll take it seriously. I'll prepare for it. But, you know, $5 tournament, $10 tournaments, you know, I think I know enough to be okay. And I'll do some preparation, but I don't think I spend too much time on it. Probably should spend more time on it, but really in January, I want to spend a lot of time on my cash game. But yeah, I don't know what happened with that part of the video there. I think there was a bit of a time out with the computer, with the internet maybe, I don't know. It did seem to go slow once or twice. I think sometimes actually GG tends to run really well on my computer. Sometimes my, you know, when I've got where I live, it's really hot. So sometimes in the middle of the day, which is coming up to now, you can knock out the internet a little bit. But generally speaking, the connection's really good. Really good. But my Poker Stars has been really glitchy. It was okay. It was really glitchy a couple of weeks ago. But every 30 minutes, I was just getting kicked off tables and all sorts. I never had this experience before. And then it went okay. Okay, well, it's corrected itself. Now I started doing it again a little bit. Well, today it was okay this morning. I don't know what it is. I really don't. You know, I think it seems to happen to other players too, because I see them sort of getting disconnected. And I'm sort of having to... Sometimes that happens when you've got a really good hand. You know, I had sort of ace and suddenly it's going ding. You're disconnected. And I sort of have to quickly log out, log back in. Usually it's okay. It kind of waits for you. This morning I had one, it didn't. I lost a hand. Well, I didn't lose much, but... Yeah. Okay, so let's just go back to the last hand there that I was talking. Okay. So the last hand, I have King 2 suited on the bottom, I have 9 chips. Now, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this is a shove. Suited, on the button, under 10 chips, with a king on it. You know, you should be putting that in. I might be wrong. The 2 is a bit of a bummer. Weak kicker. Obviously, it turns out, you know, typical us. Yeah. Oh, look at that flop. You know, so what can I say? You know, and so that was it. We you know, 48. We won $40. Got a little bit of a boost there. Lost $15 in a tournament before that, and we won a little bit more in others. So I don't know. I think it was about plus $30, $40 that session anyway. So okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. I will see you again soon.